edition of Game Day, Casa. I'm Brendan.
And I'm Marcus. Before we take a look at this week's matchup, let's see the mountain of highlights from last week's game at Bella Vista.
Last Friday, the Rams took on the Bella Vista Broncos. First and 10, the Rams marching down the field. Ron Quinn gets the handoff, finds an open hole, and fights his way into the end zone for the Rams' first score of the night. Now, the Broncos have a chance to score, but after being rushed out of the pocket, Rob Heckey forces a fumble on BV's quarterback. The Rams will recover this one. Now, with the ball back, the Rams are looking to score by the air, and Peyton Wilfley finds Jake Romine for a 35-yard touchdown. And when the Rams get back onto offense, they quickly march down into the red zone and top it off with a short pass to Trent Matson, who takes it in for another score. It isn't long until the Rams are back into the red zone, and Michael Povey gets this one, breaks a tackle, regains his balance, and contributes to another Casa touchdown. BV tries to turn things around on offense, but as soon as the pass is caught, CJ Trent strips the ball and is down a few yards after. With the ball back, the Rams hand it off to Ron Quinn, who cuts across the set and brings a few defenders with him into the end zone. Bella Vista gets the ball back and tries again to pass, but is tipped to Nick Kendall for the interception. Go Nick. Now, first and 10, Casa ball. Michael Povey goes long and catches a nicely thrown pass for a 40-yard gain. And he sets himself up for a 35-yard field goal. Good kick, Michael. To top off the night, Peyton Wilfley pulls the ball and gets into the end zone, sealing the 52-7 win over Bella Vista. This week, the Rams travel to Rio Linda to take on the 6-1 Knights. This team has a very conservative offense, as they like to try to keep the ball for 7 to 8 minutes per drive, running down the clock and not giving the opposing offense time to score. Their run game is strong, with D1 college prospects Marcel Brown and Leonard Scatabo. They average about 300 rushing yards per game, but they only have 61 passing yards per game, so you can expect to see a lot of running on the offensive side of Rio Linda. The Rams defense could be on the field a lot tonight.
Now, on to Rio Linda's defense. They have some stud athletes that require competition. Leonard Scatabo plays fullback, but he is also their starting inside linebacker. He weighs 255 pounds, so the Rams are going to have to find a way to move him if they want to run the ball. He attributes to Rio Linda's 4-2 defensive front, something the Rams haven't seen since they scrimmaged Kennedy before the season started. The Knights might also play cover zero and roll the safety into the box.
Alright Marcus, let's see who the Knights have to compete with. In this week's player profile, running back Ronald McDonald Quinn. He stands at 5'10", weighs 180 pounds, and is Casa Robles' premier running back. His name is Ron Quinn. This is Ron's third season as a Ram, after he transferred over from Bella Vista his freshman year. Originally a defensive back his sophomore year, Ron's talents brought him to the other side of the ball to play running back. But when it comes to his junior season, he sees things a lot differently.
Last year, people didn't really embrace their inner spirit animals, and this year, I think we're a very cooperative environment. You know, my spirit animal being a wiener dog, and Peyton's spirit animal being a turtle. They're very compatible, so I think that's why we get along so well. And the team is just basically just like a big happy family of these majestic woodland critters.
He has high hopes for this season and feels that his team is very strong together.
This year, I would have to compare us to like a small organization of contracting beavers working together to build a dam. And last year, I would just say that we lacked the contract in the effort to build the dam, and now we are building the dam.
He has 518 yards this season and is known for his quick acceleration and aggressiveness when running the football.
Yeah, I ran fast like a porcupine.
He believes that they will have a tough game tonight, but will fight through it and come out on top.
It's going to be a slug out. I mean, our run game is pretty good, but Rio Linda is more run-oriented, so the run game is really heavy. I mean, us, we're kind of more diverse in terms of running and passing, and I don't think that they're going to be able to stop our pass game or Peyton, and I don't think that them as a team are not the group of beavers that we are, and I don't think that their dam will be as masculine or constructed or well thought out as our dam, so I think in the end, we'll come out on top. Big dam.
Beavers or not, he is one of the many players that makes up Casa's 6-1 record.
Let's see now what Coach Ryan has to say in this week's intense edition of Coach's Corner.
Good morning, Casa Robles, and welcome to this week's intense edition of Game Day. I'm Michael Povey, sitting down once again with varsity football head coach Norm Ryan. Thank you for being here, Coach.
Very happy to be here.
So nice win at BV last Friday, and it was nice to make up for that close loss last year. And obviously were able to do that, winning 52-7. What were your thoughts on the game?
Well, defensively, we were able to work out some problems of some issues we'd had some weeks earlier in preparation for what we think is going to be a championship game. And of course, very pleased with the offense. They scored at will. Nice last 2-minute drill at the end of the half, and someone kicked a field goal in the last play of the first half, so that was nice.
Like you said, so was it kind of a good game to really kind of fine-tune some areas, in preparation for Rio Linda, and if so, or how did you do that?
I'm not sure if fine-tune is the correct word. I'm not sure what Bella Vista was doing. We're still trying to figure out what their plan was going to actually help us at Rio Linda, but we're able to play everybody, and that's always a nice thing to get everybody on the field in the game.
Focus shifting to the Rio Linda team. Talk is that the winner of this game is more than likely going to take the CVC title this year. And do you believe this is true? And if so, are the Rams ready to take these guys?
Well, both teams are undefeated in the league. Both teams are 6-1. They have the best records in the league. They are the only two undefeated teams left in the league. So certainly it lines up as if it's going to be the championship game. And obviously, with only 3 games left to go, this is a huge game.
Rio Linda is 6-1, just like us. And they only average 60 passing yards a game. Nothing impressive at all. They've only had, like you said, 3 completions and 3 interceptions for 8 pass attempts over a 3-game period. Nothing to worry about really in the air. But take a peek a little farther into the backfield. We have fullback number 44 and the running back, both D1 prospects, average 300 rushing yards per game. That is no number to ignore. How do you expect to contain these guys?
Well, we did a really good job last year on Marcel Brown, the tailback. We held him to not very many yards, but unfortunately we couldn't tackle Scattaboo, number 44. So there's no surprise what the plan is. Rio Linda is going to run the ball. They're going to run the ball a lot. They're going to try to keep the ball away from our offense, and it's the defense's job to have a few 3-and-outs, get the ball back to our offense, and then pressure's on them to score when they have the ball.
Well, obviously Rams hope to go 7-1 after tonight, an inch closer to a CVC title. Let's hope they can do this tonight on the Knights turf. That's all I got for you today. Thank you for being here, Coach.
Thanks for having me.
And back to you, Brendan and Marcus.
Some key questions for the night. Defense, can the Rams stop the Knights and get the ball back for our offense, preventing Rio Linda from keeping it for 8 minutes to drive? Scatabo, can the Rams contain Leonard Scatabo from smashing our running backs and running all over our defense? And conditioning. Since Rio Linda's players play both ways and the Rams don't, how will they tire out? So, Marcus, Rio Linda wins if?
Well, Brendan, the Knights win if they can methodically run the ball and sustain 8-minute drives, and if Leonard Scatabo can successfully make big stops on defense. Well, Brendan, Casa wins it.
Casa wins if their defense can stop the Knights' offense, as well as execute their offense without any errors.
Well, Casa, that's all we have for you this week. Come out tonight to Rio Linda at 7 o'clock to watch the Rams.
Dominate!